year I predicted the Celtics were going to beat the Lakers. And, I was like, what, in like a sweep? And you were like, no, not a sweep. Pretty close, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. And I got to say, I was pulling for Kobe and I was pulling for the Lakers pretty much throughout the entire playoffs. I really like Kobe Bryant. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. But as the finals were kind of playing out, I couldn't help but kind of root for the C's a little bit, man. I felt like I was the Russian crowd in Rocky IV. When they turned over and all of a sudden at the end they're chanting for Rocky instead. Yeah. I felt like that was me for the Celtics.
They grab your heart.
Only, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be happy for Paul Pierce, and you gotta be happy for Garnett and Ray Allen.
Absolutely.
Like, these guys have put in their time and put in their work, and they've been the only player, worth a damn on a lot of really bad teams.
Oh yeah.
And they've been around for a while. They're all kind of, they've all kind of went right over the peak, and they're kind of starting
seasoned.
Yeah, they're seasoned.
Nice and seasoned.
So
Lowry's.
you got to feel good for him, and you got to feel good for Doc Rivers, the coach who midway through the NBA season lost his father. Yeah. Your heart goes out
about that.
Heart goes out. I mean, it's a hard thing to have to deal with. And did you hear? I forget who it was. It was like right when the finals started. It was a press conference. Some jackass reporter is like, so what would have it meant to you for your dad to have been here to see you in the finals now?
What?
So, I mean, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know if you saw it, but that's when Doc Rivers like started crying. I mean, naturally, right up there on the podium. What are you supposed to? Why would you say that? Like, hey, so would you be happier if your dad didn't die?
Yeah. Like, would you have liked it if your dad didn't die and he was here right now?
Would that have been okay with you if your dad would have been here and not died? What kind of stupid question is that? No. Actually, I definitely didn't want him to see this.
Actually, I'm glad that happened.
I was glad he was here for my terrible showing last season with my team, but this year, for the finals, I was glad he was gone. Dumb question.
Craziness.
Some reporters ask the stupidest questions. What does that have to do with the game?
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything any fan wants to hear?
What about a question like, you guys have been able to shut down Kobe Bryant. How important do you think this has been to your dominance in this series?
All right.
Not a bad question,
That's a good one.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Give me a press pass.
All right. Everybody pull together.
I can easily ask questions that don't make Doc Rivers cry. Easily. There's one question that'll make him cry and billions that won't. That dumbass picked the one that would make him cry.
Yeah, the exact one.
Hey, Doc, would you like to cry on a podium today for everyone? Yeah, I'd love to. It's
sure.
Totally manly and hardcore. I feel bad for the guy. But
why don't you bring up Old Yeller?
You know what I mean? Did you ever have your heart broke really bad? Tell us about that. Yeah. Did you ever lose a family pet that you loved, Doc? Delve into that.
I love that coon.
It was a chow. I love my chow.
Chow. Black tongue. Chow.
Hey, we want to thank you all for hanging out with us. You totally rule. I think Smith Dog just joined us in the chat room. Maybe he was already in there and I couldn't see it before, but I think Elwood's in here signed up as something else.
Susie?
No, EPATS. Which stands for Eric Pedigo and the Athletic Supporters. But that's us.
That's us.
Yeah.
We're in there?
Yeah, we're in there twice.
We're typing the messages?
Yeah. Magically. But, Paul Pierce got the finals MVP. That all right with you?
Paul Pierce?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, he did a terrific job. He shut down Kobe Bryant.
I've always liked Paul Pierce. He's always been a player that I watched and just rooted for, and
Do you remember when he got stabbed in the face a few years ago? Do you remember that?
It was something crazy.
Outside of a nightclub. He got stabbed in the face like 9 times outside of a nightclub.
Just cut up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. They brought it back up. I remember they said something about it, like mid-finals, and I was like, oh man, I forgot all about that. Paul Pierce definitely got, carved up like a jack-o'-lantern right outside of a nightclub. But you can't tell. The surgeons did a wonderful job.
Right, he did.
Kudos to the surgeons.
They must have got there fast.
Smith Dog in the chat room is lives in Massachusetts, so he's a huge Boston everything fan. Yeah, Red Sox.
Red Sox.
He says it was a great night for him watching the C's win the whole thing. I bet. No, I'm sure he loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? That's your team,
Oh yeah.
and they'll make a run next year too. I mean, those guys, like
They
I
got
said,
it in them.
they're all on the. They've just kind of started. They just kind of went over the top. They just kind of went past their peak. Those guys,
Yeah.
they all still have enough left to really make another run at it. It's not like they're washed up by any means.
Definitely could do it again. I mean,
You know who the most electrifying player in the whole series was? Rajon Rondo. Yeah, see,
Oh, yeah.
you knew it, Rondo. I mean, but what a difference maker, isn't he? He's like,
Come out of nowhere, pretty much.
he reminds me a lot of Tony Parker.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of Tony Parker. If he just gets his shot going a little bit, and he's been working on his shot, and that's something that Tony Parker's had to work on, and he's really come along with his outside shot. If Rondo starts hitting some outside shots,
Yeah.
we'll be seeing him in the All-Star game soon enough.
Oh, yeah.
He can play. That boy can play.
He's quick.
Yep. Oh, very quick.
Very quick.
Very quick. And I was amazed at how well they were able to just shut Kobe down. Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
was non-existent in the finals.
Hey,
In the NBA finals, non-existent. To me, this ends the comparisons. This is it. You can't, no more can you compare Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan would have never, ever disappeared for the NBA finals, no matter what the opponents game planned against him. They could have put all 5 guys on MJ. He was still scoring 32 a game.
find a way.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Bulls were still going to win.
And we was bringing up a good point last night talking about this. You got to look at, just for fun, look at finals last 2 minutes, Michael Jordan, finals last 2 minutes, Kobe Bryant. And just look at the stats on that and just see, like, game-winning shots and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah. Yeah, MJ at the end of the game, the most clutch player ever,
Yeah.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,